Hey, welcome to Aussie Online Growing on Shopify. This is episode 146, all about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, your Christmas planning, sale planning. This is a three-part series. The next three episodes, I'm going to share with you some strategy, ideas, planning all around Black Friday and what you might be thinking for your e-commerce store for Black Friday. I really want these next three episodes to be a marker for you to pay attention if you haven't already yet this year around Black Friday and what you plan to do in the lead up to Christmas, which may be nothing, but it may be something. But I hope these episodes give you a reason to stop and take seriously the next few months of e-commerce shopping and what it can mean for your business in growing in these last few months of 2025. If you haven't already, I'm sure some of you are already well on the way to getting your Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas sale planning organized. And if you are, I'm so thrilled for you. I'm part of the way there. I've been thinking about it for probably a month. So maybe early September, I started to think about it. I have done some peripheral work in the last month, but nothing serious till I really sat down to write these three episodes today. And I'm going to share them with you over the next 3 weeks. This will get us through probably to the end of October. And by then you will feel, I hope you feel like you've got a plan in place, or at least that you can set aside some time to put your plan in place if you haven't already by the time these three episodes come out. Because I wrote these three episodes about Black Friday planning, and then I've sat down to record them and realized I haven't cleaned up my office, my studio, my study, my little e-commerce store myself, and I have lots of boxes and things behind me piled up. But I thought, oh well, who cares? You guys have never seen the products I sell before, and I know some of you like to ask and are curious about the type of things I sell and what I do sell. So if you're interested, my website is called theturtlejournal.com.au. It's a scrapbooking, journaling, sticker, papers, cutesy, fun stationery brand. So yeah, I've just left it all behind me because I didn't want to drag everything out the way and set up my screen. And since most of you aren't going to see me anyway, I figured it doesn't really matter. So let's get into it. This is part one of a 3-series episode all around what we are coming up to. And I strongly encourage you to take this as your opportunity to get organized for this year if you haven't already thought about what you're going to do for a sale for Black Friday or any other sale like Boxing Day or New Year's. Like, let's just think, if you are struggling to fit this in any way, to plan and think that far ahead, then if you feel like Black Friday is just going to creep up too quick for you, then maybe think about how this strategy might work for you for New Year's instead of the end of November. Give yourself some more time. Like, I just really want you to be encouraged that you can do something this year. If you feel like all of this information I'm going to give you and we're going to go through is just far too much, don't take it all on board. Like, please don't. Just pick something. Something is better than nothing, and being a bit planned is better than not being planned at all. All of my thoughts down on paper, and then I asked ChatGPT to give me the blind spots. Like, this is what I'm planning for Black Friday, ChatGPT. Tell me where the blind spots are for myself. Where am I missing? Where are the potential holes and gaps in what I want to do for Q4, and how are those things also could apply to people who are working full time? Because again, my discovery calls lately, at the last 3 discovery calls I've had with new clients, 2 of them are working full time. One of them is full time in her business, and that's common. Like, that's where we're at. I totally understand that. I don't ever want to devalue and sort of tell you that you just need to find the extra time. I was stoked to look at my results from last year. Last year was my first ever 10K month across Black Friday in November last year. I think it ended up being nearly 13,000, which for me is massive. And I know for some of you in e-commerce, it will be very small. It really depends on the niche you're in and your average order value. If your average order value is $200, then potentially a 13K month is no big deal. My average order value last year was low. It was like 47. I've increased that this year. I've done significant work in 2025 in the last 90 days. My average order value now is $60. So I'm much happier with my average order value now. However, last year I was really excited to see that Black Friday became my biggest month to date and was my first 10K revenue month. Do some of these blind spots apply to you? Are some of these blind spots you when you think about fitting your business around work and family? And I'm going to give you some ideas and some things to be aware of. Some of these just might ring a little bell in your head that is sort of how you behave. Some of them are definitely me. That's why they appear on my list. The first one is not starting lead generation early enough. This matters because we need to start collecting leads now or even before now to be able to see those leads convert or convert again by the time Black Friday rolls around. Last year, I started lead generation in July because I had a big problem with my returning customer rate. If you followed me for a while, you will know that in 2024, my returning customer rate was too high. It was 80%, which meant my poor existing customers were being fatigued, worn out, and they'd spent all the money they had, and I wasn't finding enough new customers. I spent 6 months fixing that, and I'm pleased now that this year my returning customer rate is a much healthier 50%, which I'm really very comfortable with because I do have a subscription box as well. So part of that also rolls into my statistics. So 50% is much better for me. But what lead generation are you doing to really build the top of your marketing funnel, to reach out further? Are you suffering from not doing enough top of funnel exercises, promotions, emails, ads? Emails maybe not so much because then they're not top of funnel by the time they come to your email, but ads and other promos, organic social media, to really grow as a lead generation exercise. This should be something you think about weeks in advance for Black Friday so that by the time you get to Black Friday, these leads and users are really warmed up and they have either shopped once with you already in September, for instance, or they're coming to shop with you for the first time across a sale period. This could be a pop-up. So point 2 kind of rolls into point 1. When's the last time you refreshed your pop-up or changed out the messaging to test something different? I've recently done a test on my own pop-up and I've changed the messaging for the last 10 days. The submit rate is actually slightly lower, but the revenue is higher. So now I feel like I'm in a really awkward position because the whole reason I was changing my pop-up was to get more leads through, not necessarily more revenue because I want to grow my leads. So I'm thinking of going back to change my pop-up to what it was before because I had a higher submit rate, which meant more people were giving me their email address, even though the revenue is now more than what it was before. So I didn't actually think that was going to be the outcome. So I'm in a bit of a quandary myself about it. But when's the last time you changed your pop-up? I suggest testing something even for a week to see if you can get a better submit rate on what you currently have. Doesn't matter what it is at the moment, if it's 2% or 10%, whatever it is at the moment, see if you want to swap it out for something different to see if you can improve that submit rate. The next one I have is, do you have a welcome series? Are you doing a welcome flow? Do you have your Klaviyo flow built out with a couple of emails off the back of a pop-up? That's the best way to keep these leads nurtured. If like me, you're considering using your email list and leaning on it heavily for Black Friday, I suggest you do. It'll be a cheaper way to get sales through the door than just ads. If you leave your planning too late, then you probably will end up relying on ads across Black Friday, which is also okay. Like either is that's okay too. I'm not saying that's wrong or bad. But if you are looking to grow your email list and you have Klaviyo set up, you have a pop-up and a welcome flow, then let's make the most of it. Refresh that flow, just check on it and see how it's going. You can't ghost these email addresses if you're collecting them. So if you have ads running and you're collecting email addresses, please go ahead and send an email to these leads every week between now and your sale. Even if it's a very basic email, but something to make sure they stay engaged. Otherwise, you could have hundreds of users you've collected in a pop-up who become stagnant and dormant and then may not even get your email when it's sale time. It may not even land in their inbox. It might go to their spam folder, which would be the worst outcome. If you spend time and money on ads to collect these leads now, then please do the small amount of time, but it's a lot of like it's frequent time. That's maybe why it feels like such a burden. It's not a once-off thing to send an email every week between now and your sale to make sure that those leads continue to be nurtured and warmed so they stay in your engaged segment, which means they've got the best chance of getting an email from you when it is sale time. And when it is sale time, everybody's inboxes become flooded and you want your emails to land in their inbox and not the spam folder. If your email lands in a spam folder across Black Friday, you've got buckleys of people even reading it. Their inboxes will be full as it is. So to land in a spam folder it's not going to go well for you. Probably not going to see great results from that. But if they land in the inbox, you've got a much better chance of getting conversions with these group of email addresses that you might have been collecting for the next couple of months across a pop-up and a welcome series. The next one is segmenting your list. Segmenting your list really matters for the same reason as the last point, is deliverability. It's really making sure that your deliverability is strong. Hot tip and FYI, I plan on tanking my deliverability across Black Friday, which I'll share more probably in another episode coming up. But I want my deliverability strong now and for my clients as well. I haven't spoken to my clients are going to listen to this episode. I haven't spoken to one of my clients yet her deliverability has been amazing. We've improved it significantly recently. I'll share a case study about that coming up. I've got that episode in draft as well. But we've improved her deliverability significantly in the last 30 days. I haven't yet told her that I want to tank it across the sale period. I don't know. I'll see how that goes. I'm going to do it with mine. I'm totally going to tank my own deliverability and I'll rebuild it in January. Like this time of year coming up, if you want to take part in Black Friday, it's the time to push whatever promo you are doing. So don't worry about your deliverability across that time period. If you have improved it prior, if your deliverability is already bad, then maybe that's a different conversation, but you have got time to improve it. So check it. When's the last time you looked? If your e-commerce store is your side hustle and you are working hard in your full-time job around family and everything else that you have in your life, go and look at your deliverability score and just make note of where it's at. And if it needs improving, if it's only in the fair range or the poor range, do some work to try and get it up to at least good. I think that's kind of the brackets Klaviyo has: poor, fair, good, excellent. It doesn't need to be in excellent for you to leverage this list across Black Friday, but it should at least be in good. You really should try and get it to good before, if you're considering tanking it like I am. If it's in fair, I probably wouldn't want to drop it further to poor. That's a long way back, that road. But if it's in good come Black Friday, then let's lean on it. Like send an email to everybody on your list. But in the meantime, if you need to do some work getting it back to good, then segmentation will be key in the next 6 weeks by the time this is published. The next 6 weeks, segmentation will become key. Please, like, this is what I do. Like, reach out to me. Let me do this for you. If this is just far too much and you're making this work around your regular life, please reach out to me and book a discovery call and put it in the message to me and say, Rachel, I heard your episode. I need you to help me with my deliverability. I need to get it back to good so I can lean on this email list come Black Friday. I'll know exactly what that means. We can chat about it and let me do this work for you across a month and really see how we can improve it for you using segmentation and some flows and some very well crafted standalone campaigns so that you can lean on it more for Black Friday to expect some great results. I have segments like engaged, not engaged, and super engaged. They all have different definitions. I've done episodes about them before. Go back and have a look at some old episodes if you want some more info on that. But the definitions or the parameters really do depend on your account as well. If you are a very high repeat brand, so if your customers come back often to replenish things, you sell consumables, your segmentation can be a bit more like mine, where my segments are wider. Like people could shop a couple of times in 3 months. That's fine. That's not going to annoy them. No one thinks that's weird. But if your average order value is maybe really high and people only come once or come once in a year or something like that, then your segments are going to be very different. And you don't want to be pushing sale messaging to someone who only shopped a month ago, because they're going to unsubscribe for sure and mark you as spam. Whereas for me, that makes perfect sense. Somebody can come back and shop from me a week later because they see something else cute they love. Really does depend on your brand. So your segments, while I share in other episodes about ideas of what they could be, it does also depend a bit on your brand and your industry and your average order value as well. And whether your customers tend to come back often or if they maybe shop from you once in a year or like once in a lifetime, it really does depend. You could re-engage your cold subscribers too before Black Friday. I love this idea. This was my blind spot. when this showed up on my little list, ChatGPT, to flesh out my original list, it gave me this as a blind spot. I instantly looked at it and went, that's me. I don't often re-engage or try to re-engage my cold subscribers. So I've thought about, and that's on my list of things to do before Black Friday, is to send an email trying to re-engage cold subscribers, which basically just means trying to bump this group of users from unengaged, cold. They probably haven't had an email from me in months because they're not in my engaged segment. I want to bump them into my engaged segment. I need them to graduate up into my engaged segment, which means I need to do some sort of cheeky email, something fun, really curiosity driven, something shareable. You could do a sale, but make it really narrow. Like, don't do a big sale now. If you're looking to do a sale on Black Friday, you're going to cannibalize your results later. But you could do a 24-hour flash sale, a small new something, like something gimmicky and small, shareable, fun, inspirational, curiosity driven that I can send to my whole list now. That's not going to take my deliverability so much because I've got time to pull it back before I need to really tank it. Or it may not tank my deliverability at all. It's if it's a single email, a single offer, a standalone, something fun, cheeky, shareable that I can do now that helps some of my maybe cold leads and cold email addresses graduate into my engaged segment. The next one is relying only on organic traffic. This is a trap, particularly if you come at this last minute with Black Friday planning, is you will probably lean on your organic socials and it won't land real well because you're going to wonder why it's not getting the traction you'd hoped it would. Organic social media is a slow burn. It needs time. You need to be posting regularly and often to be able to grow that reach and expect it to make a difference. When I have done tests with my own organic social media and tried to increase my reach, you can only ever do that across a 30-day window. It's really hard to expect to turn that around in a 7-day window, enough that it makes a difference to a sale. So I'd encourage you not to fall into the trap of just like shelving the whole idea of Black Friday and thinking, I'll just worry about it, the middle of November and do some organic social media then. I don't think you'll find the results. You'll be disappointed with the results. You'll wonder why it didn't work. And then you'll feel you're the comment of organic social media doesn't work anymore will ring true for you. And it totally will make sense why it rings true for you, because you may have only spent 7 days trying to grow your organic social media, trying to get an offer out there and wondering why nobody buys. Don't fall into the trap of feeling like organic social media will just be something you chuck together at the last minute, because I don't think you'll see the results land for you. Instead, if you feel like that's something you tend to do, if this is a blind spot that pops up for you because you don't post often and you leave it till just when you need it and then it doesn't really work real well, I encourage you to set up one ad in Meta instead and boost a post. In fact, boost a post every couple of weeks now, between now and Black Friday, or spend some money, one campaign, do a brand video and do a viewed content campaign and spend $5 a day between now and Black Friday. That will get you results that are 100 times better, I promise you, than waiting till the week before Black Friday and doing a flurry of organic social media and wondering why it doesn't convert into a heap of sales for you. Instead, spend today, this is your line in the sand, and make a note to go back and do some work and set up one viewed content campaign and run it towards your welcome page, your bestseller, and try and build your email list. And also that will help your organic social media grow as well. And you'll get better results. I promise you get better results come Black Friday. You just will. I'm running out of time. I either make my list of things I want to talk about far too long, or I do chat and go on little side tangents far too long. I don't know that I waffle too much. I feel like I'm usually pretty on track, but I'm looking at my list now and I've got, oh my goodness, I'm not even halfway through it. I wonder if this will have to be a 4-part series on Black Friday. That seems a bit crazy. No abandoned cart. If you haven't got an abandoned cart flow or a browse abandonment flow, even better, set one up. Go and set up a browse abandonment flow in Klaviyo or an abandoned cart flow in Klaviyo if you haven't already got one. I encourage you to maybe tell your customers you're going on sale. Some of them are not going to buy anyway. I found last year my sales dropped significantly anyway come the 1st of November or the end of October because people were waiting for the sale. Don't flog a dead horse. If people are already going to wait for the sale, lean into it and tell them you're going on sale and get them to wait and then spend their money when you're on sale. It's a far better use of time instead of like feeling like you need to put in double the amount of energy prior for less results. That's how I feel. Like I'm either going to have to put in twice as much energy prior to the sale to get my regular results, or just tell people don't buy. Just don't buy for the next couple of weeks, guys, because I'm going to go on huge sale. And then relax a bit and feel like I don't need to continue to drive and drive and drive and push for regular revenue, and wait and then lean into the sale. You might find that helpful as far as energy for yourself in, working your side hustle around regular life. That might be a better use of your energy. Like just tell people you're going to go on a sale. Thinking it's too early now. It's not too early. You should be doing some lead generation now because the end of November does feel far way off, but it's really not. So you should be doing some lead generation now. It's never too early to plan for a sale. You haven't yet looked at what inventory you'll need for a sale. You haven't thought about what inventory you might need, and you haven't started putting orders in with your wholesalers, your manufacturers for that inventory. Please do it today. And you might have to pay a little bit extra shipping to get it here in time for your sale. Check your profit margins and see if it's still worth it to you, or if you're better off putting off the sale completely until maybe like the first week of December, and then maybe rolling in a free shipping, like free express shipping, free upgraded shipping. So if you feel like you've left it too late now for inventory and you're like, it's too late, Rachel, I didn't order enough inventory in time. I'm working full time. I'm going to look at this in the evening on the weekend. And I can't order any inventory between now and then, and it's not going to arrive by Black Friday. Then put that off and do a different type of sale. You could still roll it off the edge of Black Friday and tell people that you're doing upgraded express shipping. So then you could run a sale through early December before Australia posts cut-off dates for Christmas, and do upgraded shipping instead as one of your promotions. So if you can get enough inventory in time for that deadline, and then use your messaging that way instead. So you're still leveraging Christmas shoppers, Christmas spending. Tell people you're going to do it. So if they've missed out on Black Friday, you didn't go on sale on Black Friday, and they're like, oh, they didn't do a sale, never mind, I'll go and shop at another brand instead. Let your customers know you are going to do a Christmas sale and that they can get free express, like free upgrade to express shipping if they can just hold out and shop with you from the 7th to maybe from the 10th to the 15th of December instead, or something like that. Give yourself a really definite window, and that might help you around your inventory. If you feel like you can't get inventory before Black Friday, can you get it in the first week of December instead, and change up your offer to something different? Oh my goodness, I have gone over time already. I'm gonna have to edit some of this out. Okay, I'll see you. I'll see you guys next time. This is crazy. There's so much to do and so much to do for Black Friday. I hope one of these things was helpful for you. Please take away one of these blind spots and see if it relates to you, and do something about it so that you feel like you can be more prepared. Let's not put our heads in the sand. It's coming. Let's do some work now and get ahead of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, so we can really rake in as many dollars as possible across that period of time, get some new customers, and get all our customers coming back again. As always, I'll see you next time, and as always, keep learning.